Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who
Let's
we
see
have
who we
here.
have.
Just hold me
Just
one
hold me
second.
1
I'm just
second.
going to admit down. Right, we've got
Right,
Nico and Adele. Just 1 second for me. Okay, we seem to be missing Sue. I'm just going to give her a second or two, but in the meantime, I'm going to say hello, everybody. So nice to welcome you to our first WILDFIT kickoff. Do you want to just give me a wave? Tell me if you can hear me.
Yep.
Awesome. So lovely to see you all. Okay, I am going to start. I'm sure Sue will join us if she can. I'll keep an eye on the waiting room to see if she's joining us. But in the meantime, welcome. And we are going to start with some introductions straight away. So first of all, I think by now you all know me. Familiar faces. So lovely to see you all. Before I even start with anything, I'm going to quickly just tell everybody who's everybody on the group. So let's start right at the top. So I've got Tanya, who is Katsabas. And Tanya is dialing in all the way from Albertinia. Welcome, Tanya.
Dankie, thanks.
And then we've got Adele. Hello, Adele. You can wave so they know you are. And Adele is a very, very good long-time friend of mine. So lovely to have you. And then we have Nico, who's Adele's husband. There we go. And we have Renee. Renee is all the way from Centurion, one of my gorgeous tall clients. And then we have Francois, who is my better half, sitting in a very dark space. Hi, Francois.
No.
And Madeleine, who is a partner of one of my tall clients. Madeleine, lovely to have you here. Can I just ask all of you to just mute your microphones for the moment? We'll go through all of that in a bit more detail, but it'll be lovely if you could just mute, and please feel free when we do some more check-ins and chats later on to unmute. I'd love to hear your lovely voices. Okay, there is one other introduction that I'd like to very quickly do, and that is going to be, give me 1 second. I'm just going to share a screen with you. Right. Can you all see our fearless founder? That's Eric Edmeades, and he is the founder of WILDFIT. He is the man who helps people reset their relationship with food. He's here to help us improve our metabolic health, and he's here to achieve sustainable weight loss for all of us. He's been busy with us for the last 3 decades, really helping people on health and all things nutrition related. But what is more important, so this photograph is him in action. He is an action man, and he is known for translating really complex science into practical behavior-based strategies, things that we can follow on a day-to-day basis, rather than all these rigid dieting rules. And you'll see a lot more of Eric in the days to come. So I'm going to dive right in and just say I'm really, really excited about this journey. I just wanted to have this kickoff so we can all just share some or understand where we are going to be and just feel comfortable, because this is all new. Really looking forward to all these new things that's going to happen. And I'm going to start off with our meetings. So I'm so happy to see that you're all available, and we are going to have this as a regular occurrence on Thursday evenings at 7 o'clock. If you can't make it, if you can, let me know beforehand, because then I don't wait for you. But remember that all these meetings will be recorded and the links will be sent to you afterwards. So you will always have access to our meetings. The meetings are done in English. I'm sure when you look around, you'll see that most of you are actually Afrikaans. The reason for this is twofold. First of all, we have our wonderful AI who helps us to create minutes after the meeting. But the more important reason is these videos are recorded and they are played back by my mentor coaches. They have access to my videos as part of my final coaching certification. So thank you all for helping me towards that. And because it's an international program, they need to be able to access it in English. So I hope you're all comfortable with that. Then I wanted to just quickly, by a show of hands, say, are you all familiar with Zoom? Are you all comfortable? I mean, you're all on it, which means that this is a good start, but everybody okay? Thumbs up if you're okay. Right. Have you all, if you've not used Zoom before, I'm just going to quickly run through. If you look at your screen on the bottom, you'll see that you can switch on or off your audio and your video. I'd love for you to keep your video on as much as possible. It just helps us to participate. It helps us to feel part of an actual meeting. And it's lovely to see your faces, as I said. The audio, just if you can, keep it switched off for the remainder of the meeting. If there's just information being given through, just because it's nighttime, we're all at home. We have dogs. I've had hardy-does in my garden for the longest time. They really try and participate in these meetings. So, yeah, that's for that. In terms of participation, this is your meeting. I want to say straight away that this is a safe space. We are going to get to know one another a lot better, but my own experience has been when I did my introduction, my WILDFIT program last year from February to May. This has been so, so valuable. The information, the questions from people in my group, it's kind of the questions that very often I had, but maybe I was afraid to ask, or maybe I didn't even know that I was going to need it. So if you have a question and you're afraid to ask it, somebody else probably needs that information. So please feel free to ask the questions and share with us in as much detail as possible. At the bottom, you can also see the chat button. If you need to use that to chat with me, please feel free to do so. At any stage, I will keep an eye on the chat room. If there's anything that you'd like to share with everybody, you're welcome to do that as well. It's always just nice to have that available. And that is kind of all that is important about the bottom of the screen. You can raise a hand. So if you really want to say something and you think you're being ignored, there is a way to raise the hand at the bottom of the screen. There is an option for that as well. So please feel free to use it. I will see it on your screen and I will go to you and give you a chance to just participate or just add your comments. In terms of the actual meeting expectations, we are planning to have these meetings. They should run for an hour. I really want to respect your time and I want you to respect every other person's or every group participant's time. So it'll be wonderful if you can be available from 7 o'clock. And we will try and finish this by 8 o'clock so it doesn't run over time. If, for instance, anybody wants more information, we'll probably stop the meeting and continue on a private discussion. But yeah, it is our weekdays. It's our home time. Don't want to go into your own personal time. The agenda for the meeting will typically run like this. I will typically start with an introduction and give you some guidelines in terms of what we are busy with for that week, just so you are on the same page. We know what's happening. Just some feedback, we call it pre-frame, so you kind of have your expectations set, you know what's coming. And then I will allow enough time for check-ins from each and every individual. Use that time, first of all, to share your wins. You'll see and you'll hear from Eric as we go through the program that this is all about the power of positivity and staying motivated, and we can actually motivate one another. So if we just hear to complain, you know, you'll hear the words from him where he says, misery loves not just company, but misery loves miserable company. So if we want to just sit and complain, that's how we will probably all feel, very negative. So we always start any of our check-ins with a positive win? Where are you? What's working for you? And then there's always enough time for you to say, what are your questions? What are your challenges? What are your fears? What is it that we, myself or the group, can help you with? And then towards the end of each of these sessions, I will give you an idea of where we're moving to so that you know what's coming for the next week. You're always in the picture. How does that sound? Happy with that? Cool. In terms of just some general admin, you've all been added to the WhatsApp group now. I am going to try and minimize communication in the WhatsApp group just so that it doesn't become more noise. I think we are all bombarded with loads and loads of social media, WhatsApp messages, emails every day. So we're going to try and keep it as concise as possible so that you're always in the know, but you really just get what you need. But the group is there for all of us. Okay, so it's not a group where just I'm going to talk to you. I would love to hear from you. If there's something valuable that you can share with the group, please feel free to do so. And all your weekly playbacks, all the recordings, if you've missed something, will also be loaded on there. If you look at the WhatsApp group, you've all seen it in the description at the top of the group is your Zoom invite to the meeting. So if you ever wonder, if you ever just, where is it? Where can I find it very quickly? It'll always be there. It's as simple as just clicking on that. Let's see. I think Sue might be. Oh, Sue is going to join us. All right. Let's just let Sue in. Hi, Sue.
Hello,
Welcome to our meeting. I've quickly introduced. No problem. No problem. We know life happens. I've just introduced everybody, but I'm quickly going to introduce you to Sue. Sue, I will send you a little overview of everybody towards the end. Sue is also one of my charter and my tall clients and now with me with WILDFIT. But Sue has got a little extra bit. Sue is a WILDFIT alumni. In other words, she's done the program before through a different channel. And Sue is here to learn a little bit more and really just sharpen her skills. And Sue, can I just use you as an example in a moment?
Sure.
So basically, when I went onto the worldwide chats on our first WILDFIT challenge last year, I realized that around the world, there are many what they call WILDFIT alumni. And at some point I thought, well, that probably points out something to me, and that's that this program doesn't work. Why are they here? Why did they come again? And as I've moved through the program, I realized that there's something really powerful about WILDFIT and about repeating the program. And that is that there's immense information being shared. And a lot of these people that either want to do it because they want to go into a coaching track, or they do it because they want to just sharpen their knowledge, or it's worked so well and they felt so well the last time they did this in a supported fashion that they prefer to actually repeat the process in a supported fashion. Remember, when we speak about WILDFIT, you'll learn this going forward. WILDFIT's not a diet. It's not like any other diet that you've done before. It's not something that you're going to do for the short term. It's a lifestyle. And if it's part of your lifestyle and you want to feel supported going forward, you always have the opportunity to do this and to just continue this with support. So that is the whole reason for having alumni. So Sue, we just all unmute if you're okay with that, and then we'll go back to being unmuted when we chat. Okay, happy with that?
Yeah, sure.
Super.
Sorry, I just joined via my phone. It's a bit of a hectic Wi-Fi that I'm battling with here, but I will try and go on mute.
No
or if you
problem.
could put me on mute, it will be great as well.
Okay, let me do that for you. Super, got that. Right. Just by show of hands, who's had a chance to look at your WILDFIT dashboards? Right. So I think it's really important, well, while you have the time, and we'll talk about that just now, but to just really go and have a look at that. But there's 2 points that I really wanted to point out. Sorry, Francois, are you okay there? Yeah, asking to unmute. The 2 points are that on the left-hand side in the green column, you'll see 2 different points. The one is a journal, and the next one is a daily check-in. And I just wanted to explain the difference to you. The journal is a very personal space. Nothing that you put there will be shared with WILDFIT or with me. So some people just enjoy going through this program, journaling their progress, and that is the space to do it. And then there's another point, the daily check-in. The daily check-in really looks at your diet for the day, how you feel. You can track your own progress. You can make any notes of what was a problem, and that gets shared with me. So that would be wonderful for you if you could complete those daily check-ins. I know daily is difficult, but maybe in the beginning, if you could do it like once or twice a week, I think that will be amazing. It'll just give you a nice benchmark to see where you've come and how far you've grown. Okay. Right, moving along to our week 0. We are in week 0, and it's lovely to see all of you signed on, ready to run with week 0. Who started watching their videos? Have you started receiving videos? Have you started watching them? Okay, wonderful. If you haven't, don't stress. We have the weekend. We're only starting for real on Monday. But the more you can do before Monday in terms of just getting yourself familiar with all the processes and all the questions beforehand, the easier next week would be, because there is a lot of information to follow. So let's quickly run through week 0 and what's actually happening in week 0. You would have seen that it was just an option to get familiar. You would have seen a health assessment form, and that one is really important to me. It really just tells you where you are right now, and it's something that you submit to us. Right at the bottom of that health assessment is an option to say you'd like to share it with your coach. And I would like to ask you, please, if you could all take some time to tick that box so that that information is shared with me, because the more I know about you and where you are right now, the better I can help you. So that's the health assessment. Then we have a starting point worksheet, and that entails measurements. Okay, those are those things that we don't really like, right? But it is a good starting point, and you'll find as you progress through the program that the benefits are not only visible on the scale. It's so important to track your progress, and very often it is through your measurements. You're only going to be required to do it 3 times. Right now, in the beginning of the program, we're going to ask you again towards the middle. Don't stress. We'll tell you exactly when is a good time to do it. And then again towards the end of the program. They are quite detailed, but there is a nice detailed worksheet that tells you exactly how to go about it, where to measure what. So that would be amazing if you could get that completed before Monday. Then there's the beautiful pictures that we're going to have taken, your photos, your before photos. Again, there's instructions. It's normally a front and a side and a back photo. Some little tips from me on taking those photos, because they, again, at some point when you forget that you are actually progressing because you're getting so comfortable in your new body, you really forget how far you've come. It's so nice to look back at your before photos. Make them as clear as possible. Best way to do it is actually if you're standing in front of a clear background, so maybe just a white wall or a cupboard. Please be clothed. But I would always recommend that you actually wear clothing where you can see your body so that you can track your progress and really see what's happening. If it's all just loose clothing, nobody's going to have any idea. Please don't do your underwear, because that might become uncomfortable. But if you want to do it in a swimming costume, this is for you so that you can really see the difference. Again, I would love you to share those photographs with me. A note on your privacy. We are not going to do anything with those photographs unless you give us permission. And be sure that that is as safe as it's going to be. Okay, this is between you and me. It's as safe as it's going to be. But I'd love you to share them with me. So once you have them, if there's ever an option, kindly share it with me. Then in day 3 of your week 0, you'll see that there's an option to do a goal setting workshop. Now that to me is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself. It's going to ask you to think about 2 things. Where do you want to be with this program? What's your why? What is your goal? What is your big goal, but what are your smaller goals? And I want you to think big. and dig deep. It's not just a number on the scale. I want you to think about, where do I want to grow into? Where do I want to see myself 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now? Because it all starts now. So really take your time, think big, get those goals out. I'll talk about a success tableau. And very often it's really nice to just go and picture yourself in terms of future photos. And we have AI to help us, but you can also just use photographs from Pinterest or from the internet. If there's something that resonates with you, maybe it is growing older with your grandkids and being able to play with them on the floor and being able to get up from the floor again. Maybe it is to get back into a certain item of clothing. Maybe it is to go and do a specific physical journey. Maybe it's a walk, maybe it's cycling, maybe it's whatever it is. As I say, and the more detail you go into, if you can actually create a real nice photographic or visual goal or success tableau for yourself, that's where I'd like you to just spend that little bit of extra time. Because when the time gets tough, you might want to go and revisit your why. Why did you start this program? If your motivation runs low again, why did you start this? That's a success tableau. And then there's a rock bottom. And the rock bottom, to me, was an interesting journey. The rock bottom says, where is it that you don't want to be? What is it that you're trying to avoid? What is it that should not be part of your life and that you are hoping that WILDFIT will change for you or make better for you? I can tell you, for myself, it took a lot of digging really deep. And I actually only realized my rock bottom a couple of weeks into the program. And I actually had to go back and update my rock bottom. And a lot of you know me well, and you know my mom, and you know my fear of inflammation. That's the reason why I started this program. And at some point, I thought it was just doing weight and losing the weight and passing my vitality test because my BMI is back to what it should be. And at some point, I realized, you know what? It's more than that. I saw my mom, due to inflammation, having a really tough time towards the end of her life. And I really, really didn't want to be in that position. So yeah, just summarizing on the goal setting workshop, really take your time. Think about what it is that you want for yourself and what it is that you don't want for yourself. Okay, at this point, I am going to turn it over to you. I would love for each of you to just very briefly introduce yourselves to the rest of the group. Tell us why you joined WILDFIT and share with them what you'd like to get out of this journey. I'm literally going to start from the top. Adele, are you ready to go? Can I unmute you? Just a second. I am getting there.
There you go.
You can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Super.
Am I unmuted? Yes,
Super.
I'm unmuted. Hi everybody. Nice to be here and join the group. I think the big thing for me is that I've tried to live healthy and be fit and be flexible with all the yoga and whatever else we're doing. But there's just a weight that I cannot seem to lose, and there's got to be a different approach. So hence, let's join Marlies on the journey and see and believe that it will get us where we want to be. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Adele. Wonderful. Right, who would like to go next? Let's go for Francois. You just unmute. Francois, are you able to unmute? Just press your unmute at the bottom of the screen. Right. Nearly there. Yeah, there we go. Just
there we go.
Super.
Okay. Good. I'm Francois. I'm Marlies's better half. And for obvious reasons, I'm joining Marlies to support her. But my main thing out of this thing is, we're always carrying a little bit of extra weight here and there. Slim that down, get to a healthier option. And I'm a very active 61-year-old, so I need to stay active. And no way, any way to stay active is stay slim and trim. And that's my story.
Fabulous. Thank you, Francois. We're looking forward to sharing this journey with you. Nico, do you want to go next?
That's fine. Good evening, everyone. I think Nico is the name. Joining the program, I think with a similar message to increase the way we live and living healthy, and also to be in support for Adele and on the journey for us to be able to shed some extra weight and to live healthy.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nico. Renee, all the way from Centurion. Renee, just press your unmute. We can't hear you. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've got the similar story as well. Important for me to try and lose weight, and I've done all the diets possibly on the market, tried them all, and tired of doing the yo-yo, being on the yo-yo weight scale. So it was time to make a change that is long-term and sustainable. So that's why I think I'm at the right place now. And another reason is I've got quite serious back problems, and I have to go for a back operation. And I also struggle with a lot of inflammation. And it's all, if you eat healthy and you sustain it, then obviously it's going to make a big change, not only into your weight, but your general health. So that's why I'm here.
Thanks, Renee. And can I just share your next big step, your date of the 25th of March with everybody? Because I think you're going to have a support group of note. So yeah, so Renee is going in for a major back operation on the 25th in the middle of her WILDFIT journey. So Renee, you just have yourself a team on your side that's going to root for you and going to carry you through this. But thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Renee. Madeleine.
Can you just mute me again?
I will mute you in the meantime. All right, Madeleine, are you able to unmute?
Unmute. Right. Hi, everybody. My name is Madeleine. I got pulled in by Marlies. I got some fancy clothing from her Tall Works company. Due to my boss wanting me to be a corporate person because I used to run my own business. So, yeah, when Marlies and I discussed this on Monday and yesterday, I said to her, well, I suffer from hypertension, and I also have got reflux disorder. So I suffer for hours of the day. I suffer from heartburn and you name it. And I've tried everything in the market, and also reading the stuff that Marlies sent me made me realize I'm turning 55 this year, and I don't want to look the way I look at the moment. So I'm going to run with this journey, and yeah, that's my story. I just want to be healthier, lose some more weight than I'm at the moment. But at least I think we need to get a industrial scale for me on Sunday when I come to weigh. I'm scared your little scale is going to break. But anyway, yeah, that is thanks to Marlies and the positivity that she has already put out to me and for me is it's really just to live a healthier lifestyle and lose the weight that I need to lose to get to the weight that I want to be realistically. But yeah, that's my story. Thank you.
Super. Thanks, Madeleine. Sue, over to you. You're not able to mute. Okay. We're just going to go to Tanya first, and I'll just check in with you, Sue. Sue, do you want to just drop me a message in the chat? Hey, Tanya.
Yes, hi. I'm Tanya Lowe. I'm Marlise's sister-in-law. I'm married to her youngest brother. And the reason I'm here is I was absolutely motivated by Marlise's own success. And also not only the scale, but the whole change it brought about for her. I've got health problems from A to Z, and I'm currently taking care of my husband suffering from severe Alzheimer's, and I'm the full-time only carer, and something really shouldn't happen to me. So I'm just trying to, secure that I make it through this and have the energy and all to take care of him.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's amazing. And okay, Sue says she can't mute or unmute. Let's see if I can get Sue unmuted. Just give me a moment. Sue, where did you go? Okay, just try again, see if it's going to work now. Sue, we are not able to hear you. Are you there? Oh, perfect, we've got you. Perfect.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to juggle or get onto a proper line here, but my apologies. For some reason, it just doesn't even give me an option to unmute. But hopefully in future it will be straightforward.
Okay, super.
So I joined WILDFIT in 2023 and did it on my own through a different group. And I basically did online sessions and with no support group. And I really had major success with it. I lost a lot of weight and I felt absolutely fantastic. And what happened to me afterwards is I picked up about 2 kilograms, but really kept most of it off. But I really missed the fact that I couldn't have a support group. So when Marlise told me about this opportunity, and I actually saw the transition that she went through as well, I was extremely excited to join and to do this as part of, and be part of this group, and just do this again to remind me of what it's all about. And I believe there's been a little bit of tweaks here and there to the program as well that I would definitely learn from. So I'm extremely excited. Initially, I joined to lose weight, but this time around, I would really love to just also become more healthy, have less inflammation, and stay active. I've just turned 60, and I'm also preparing for retirement. So at some stage, I will want to be, a retiree, but really active and on the go. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate that. Okay. So now we all know one another, and I think this is one amazing group. I think we are also, there's a lot of similarities, right, from all our introductions. I think we share common goals, but I think we all have individual goals as well. And that is what I'd like you to focus on in terms of this program is what is it, what's in it for you? What is it that you want out of it? I said to some of you that I've spoken to before, your program and your track shouldn't look like mine. What you end up eating shouldn't look like what I'm eating. Everything should be tailored towards what's working for you and what's going to be sustainable for you, taking this into the future. Something that you're going to love, because who loves a diet, right? Nobody. And that's why we are never going to diet again. I'm definitely never going to go on a diet again. So I'm really excited for our journey to start next week. So let me tell you a little bit about next week. You are going to start receiving the actual videos to the program from Monday. you'll see on your dashboard that the videos will only unlock for the week that you are in. So there's like no chance to go and sneak peek at what's happening in week 2. And that's for a real important reason. You want to take this step by step. I'm going to repeat these words so many times. I want you to really, really trust the process. If you're wondering about anything, trust the process. We will get through this. You'll learn why we are doing things in a certain way when you get to the next step. Don't second guess it. If you have any questions, we'll try and answer as much as we can, but just take it one day at a time. So the videos will be emailed to you. Try not to fall behind. So the next week is going to be quite busy. The first 2 weeks are actually quite busy. That's called the Food Freedom Challenge. That's our entry into this program. In the first week, or from next week, you will get access to the international groups. It's a call like this, but instead of having 9 participants, you can have anything between 20 and 2,000 participants. It depends on who's dialing in that evening. Okay. You'll find that they are from all countries. A lot of these international sessions are actually run by Eric himself. So it's really nice to just hear from the founder himself, from the horse's mouth, what the truths are that he's sharing. Also very interesting to hear how he answers questions and handles challenges. I have learned so much from that. You find people with all kinds of interesting, it's kind of where they're coming from, how they deal with things, what struggles they have. So it's lovely to share. Those sessions are about an hour long. And as I say, in the beginning, there's 3 a week just to get everybody familiar. And then it goes down from week 3 onwards to 2 live calls per week. All of those calls, once again, will be recorded and you will have access to listen to it, which means, and I have some of my friends on this group that I know they like fast forwarding through things. Well, you can do that just to get to the important bits. Some of these calls will be hosted by WILDFIT master coaches who's been in the game for a long time. If it's not being hosted by Eric, they are all coached in the same way. It's standard throughout the world. And yeah, you'll get a lot of information from that. So 2 calls a week, kind of towards the middle of the program. And then in the final 2 weeks or 3 weeks of the program, you'll find that it goes back to 3 calls a day. 3 calls per week. And the reason for that is that at the end of the program, we really use time to solidify this program so that this becomes a lifestyle for you going forward. You will be taken step by step through the process of setting your own goals and putting together a plan and a constitution that works for you as an individual. So that is something to look forward to. So that's really all I have to say for tonight. I'm going to just turn the floor over to you in a moment if there's for any questions. But there's one thing I want to say that you'll hear in Eric's videos this week. You know, when a program starts, we all think, okay, where do we start? And I had one of my clients today asking, what do I go and shop for, right? Because we want to get our fridges the right way. We want to just know, what do we do with a cake that still sits in the fridge? How do we handle that? And you'll hear from Eric that there's 2 ways to do things. The one is to just start the binge, finish everything in the house, because from Monday, Marlies is going to take everything away and Eric's going to stop everything that's nice in our lives. No, please don't do that. The other one is where you say, well, I'm just going to be so perfect. I'm going to start this whole program now. I'm going to just be as good as I can. I'll start from today. That doesn't help either. Remember, this program is different. It's looking at behaviors. We want you to change nothing. Okay, nothing. Stick with the program, stay with it. Don't change a thing and check in with us as often as possible with all the videos. How does that sound? Okay, so before we end, I would like to just give some opportunity for questions. Anybody who's uncertain about anything?
Marlies, is there a mobile app for this application for the website?
So it's not a specific app, but you can link in from your mobile to the platform. So you can actually.
But it will be browser based.
It'll still be browser based.
Okay.
But, yeah, but it is accessible from anywhere. So you can watch the videos, you can watch the playbacks, you can watch anything from there at any point. What I want to mention, because I think that's a very good question, is please go and have a look at the dashboard. The dashboard does look a little different on a PC. It's just a little bit easier to navigate through it. So if you're not sure, if you're not finding anything on your mobiles in the beginning when you're still getting to grips with the layout of the dashboard, maybe go and visit the dashboard on your laptop and just see if it's easier to scroll down to find the different resources at the bottom. There's loads of resources at the bottom of each of the screens or each of the sections. Oh, there's something else I would love to point out as well, is with every video, as they release on a weekly basis, you will get a little section that's called frequently asked questions. And it's a question in a video format with an answer straight away. And those I have found were immensely powerful. It's all those questions that you will typically have yourself. So most of the answers will already be there. So yeah, try that out. Thanks, Nico. Any other questions? Everybody happy? Okay, well, I've got an extra 15 minutes that I've just added to your evening. So once again, I'd just like to say thank you so much for joining this session. I would, of course, this being my first Zoom meeting with you, if you have any feedback in terms of quality of sound, video, anything, the way we've handled it, your access to the program, please feel free to share that with me. That's the only way that I can improve on my presentation to you. I want this to be as comfortable and as invigorating as possible going forward. So please share any feedback with me. And same story, if there's any questions coming up during the week, the WhatsApp group's there. Please try and keep the questions there. Then we know they're in one place, and our fellow speakers can actually join and see what the questions and answers are. Okay, so until next week, Thursday at 7 p.m., wishing you all the best and good luck with the videos. Have fun. We'll chat soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.